Hello everyone, and welcome to another casted game of Age of Mythology Retold. My name is ChillButton38, and I'll be your commentator today. We're looking at a viewer replay this week, and I'm very excited to get into it. As always, if you'd like one of your replays to be featured in an upcoming video, leave a comment below with your gamertag, and I'll see what I can do. And now that we've got that out of the way, let's meet our players. Spawning in on the east side of the map, playing Freyr in the red, it's Boomba. His opponent today, spawning in on the west side of the map, playing Loki in the blue, it's DutchTheGuy. Big shout out to DutchTheGuy for reaching out on Reddit. Very excited to be bringing you one of his replays today. Let's check the dock situation. It looks like everyone's going for fish. Midgard is a map that I feel like we don't see enough of in On the Ladder, in casted games. I absolutely love this map. I know water maps are not everyone's favorite, but it does just kind of add a dimension to the game in whether to go for these fishing ships and water economy, or to just focus on gathering the hunt on the map and trying to overwhelm your opponent before he can really benefit from his water economy. We do have a Norse mirror today. Gotta say, Norse are pretty popular on the ladder right now. There doesn't seem to be a ton of games where at least one person isn't playing them. But if you've got one, send it my way. We'll put it on the channel. Equal on the fishing ships. Dutch has a slight lead here. Looks like he's going a little harder on that water eco than Boomba is. No eco techs coming in quite yet for Dutch. No surprises there. Boomba. No eco techs coming in for him either, and that is a little surprising. With Freyr, getting those discounted early techs. Alright, Pickaxe is going to be coming in now. A little late, but maybe he wanted to focus on getting these fishing ships out. Personally, I think Pickaxe is probably a better investment than one fishing ship. If you have to choose where to put that 50 wood, I'd put it to Pickaxe. But we are going to be getting it out earlier than Dutch is, playing Loki. Berserk comes in and scouts out the base from Dutch, but is going to be repulsed by that town center fire. Looks like no age-ups clicked up quite yet. Boomba pre-queuing his tower upgrade. That's interesting. Expecting either early aggression or perhaps water aggression out of Dutch. Look to get a tower up here, protect the dock a little bit. Boomba not pulling these boar all the way into the town center. Not the biggest deal, but if you're not going to pull the boar... Oh, there we go. If you're not going to pull the boar all the way in, it might be worth it to just go ahead and throw down an ox cart. Dutch getting a second and third dock up. Still no age-ups queued up. And Boomba sitting on only one dock, but sending a fishing ship out to see what the situation is on the other side of the map. Players looking pretty equal in terms of economy here. Boomba has a 1 eco unit lead, which is interesting because Dutch is going much harder onto the water economy. I almost wonder if those aren't counted in this eco count. Age-ups are getting queued up now. Boomba going up with Uller. Dutch, meanwhile, pre-queued Forseti, but not quite there yet, waiting for this temple to come in. And once it does, Forseti is going to be coming through. 2 hairs are queued up. Boomba has 3 Hairser queued up. Very similar thoughts here from both players. Expect to see some early clashes here with those Hairser, perhaps just gathering relics on the map. Free Pegasus. Golden Lions. It's pretty good. Gold Trickle, that's very good. And Wooden Gold Gather Rate. Yeah, there's a bunch of good relics on the map here. Hope we can see the players looking to pick some of them up. Boomba going to be getting the Gold Trickle. Where is Dutch sending this Hairser? Oh, another dot going up from Dutch. Okay, so he is looking to secure absolute control of the water. Boomba not playing that hard into the fishing economy at this point. So, this is interesting. We'll have to see if we see anyone going for any military naval units.
Skip on?
Because one of our players is much more heavily invested into the water than the other. Everyone's still on 1 town center. And some military production buildings going up for Dutch. 2 longhouses and a great hall. Looks like just longhouses coming out for Boomba. Is that Hairser trapped or just idle? Looks like he's just idle. Dutch gathering quite a bit of gold. Let's see if he's going into getting some eco-techs. I don't see an armory down quite yet. And usually if I've got this much gold in the bank and I don't have enough food to really use it to make units, an armory is the way I'd be looking to go. Just turn that gold into upgrades for your units. It's gonna make that first fight you take that much better. Still just longhouses in the temple from Boomba, looking to do an entirely infantry composition. Oh, but Dutch is taking a second town center. This is not what you generally expect to see. Usually the Freyr player, even on Midgard, is going to want to take this close town center, but in this case it looks like the Loki player is going to be beating him to it. Haven't seen that early aggression that I was expecting with this production build up here. Unit's going to be tasked to taking down these houses on the outside town centers. Deny Boomba vision of when and if Dutch is going for them. Army from Boomba not reacting to this quite yet. I suspect Dutch might be hoping to pull them over here by feigning that he's going to take that town center, when in actuality he's already got a comfortable second town center and a safe spot more towards his base. Oh, and in response, Boomba's actually just going to take a second town center himself. And Dutch is going for 3. Oh man, this is not what you usually see out of Loki players at all. We've got a vastly superior water economy coming out of Dutch, and we're going to have a town center advantage. This is very interesting. Boomba does have a military value and numbers advantage at this point. And not quite enough to go for his own second town center. Looks like his gold mine has been exhausted as well. Yep, gold villagers standing idle there. Gonna need to find somewhere for them to go. Dutch getting very close to exhausting his own gold mine. Although I expect he'll have plenty of other options here, with all these town centers protecting the middle of the map. Yet to see any military units coming out onto the water. Both players seemingly just agreeing to let the fishing ships work in peace. Asgardian Hill Fort going up to protect the second gold mine for Boomba. And I can understand why this is now the primary and only gold mine that he has ready access to. Got a couple more down on the south side of the map, but Dutch has a town center in that area, and Boomba does not. However, I think personally I would have preferred to see this army move towards the next gold position here, or maybe here even, and throw that hill fort down in that spot. Because your town center is going to be providing some cover for these dwarves gathering on this close gold mine. You gotta look to the future when you're placing that hill fort down. Looks like a heroic age coming in for Dutch, going up with Bragi. Boomba, meanwhile, is actually a little ahead on the heroic age timing, going for Aegir. Raids in on the wood line. Looks like the villagers are going to be getting away mostly, but that ox cart is not. Military numbers advantage coming into play here for Boomba, but Dutch is just going to fall back behind this nice little wall. I really like this wall. You know, it's not going to stop any raids, but it does give your units the option to bounce back and forth on either side. And then these guys are going to have to walk all the way around. So, fun little wall, Dutch. Looks like the Pegasus is going to be scouting the oceans, looking for potential threats to the fishing economy. Kraken coming out with the Age 3 for Boomba, but Dutch will be getting his own Kraken here shortly. And a Battle Boar Flaming Weapons is going to be available as well. And it looks like, I'm guessing from these houses, that this is the time to push. Draugr is going to stray a little forward. Might be able to clean up a couple throwing axemen, but almost certainly going to be going down. Oh, I was incorrect. Looks like it's going to be getting away. This longhouse is not going to be able to get away, though. It is almost certainly going to be going down. Where is the military for Boomba? Oh, it's putting up a great haul.
Skip.
And I just don't know if there's going to be enough Herser here to deal with that Battle Boar and this troll. Lots of Ulfsarks. Their heavy upgrade coming through just in time for this fight. Hill Fort looks like it's going to be denied for Dutch. Troll focusing down this little patch of units needs to be throwing into the Ulfsark mass. Berserk mass, sorry. Tempest going to be going down to aid this Hill Fort. And no, Tempest going to be going down to stop the Hill Fort. Flaming weapons coming in to counter the Tempest out a little bit, but Dutch going to be losing most of the army to the Tempest. Man, as a Freyr player primarily, I gotta say, it's never worth it to fight in the Tempest. Just, you know, it sucks sometimes. The Tempest effectively should almost be considered a ceasefire. Because when it comes down, the best thing you can do is just get out. Right? Because even if your units don't die to the Tempest damage, they're going to be temporarily frozen, and the Freyr player is going to send units in to clean them up. House is going down for Dutch on the front line. Looks like our Loki player is in a little bit of trouble. Harris are coming out to deal with these myth units. Throwing axemen, focusing down the front line of berserks. Hersers from Dutch finally making their way onto this rock giant. Another Battle Boar coming out. That's going to be very useful against this throwing axeman mass, but we're going to have to get into the middle of it. For now, though, Dutch saying, hey, I'm just going to pull back underneath this healing spring. We'll fight again here in a moment. Forward Hill Fort going up for Boomba. Neither player at this point looks to be using their Krakens for any kind of shenanigans. Dutch losing a lot of houses. But Hillfort going up on the gold. Which is arguably a better position than even this one would have been. So, unfortunate that that last attempt got denied out, but this one is almost certainly going to be going up. All the upgrades are queued up for our Freyr player. Looks like he's waiting for Feasts of Renown. Going to start healing up his units on this forward hill fort. But Dutch has his own healing in the Healing Spring. Heavy infantry coming in for Dutch.
Skip.
As well as Call of Valhalla. But I don't see a ton of Berserks out right now. I almost wonder if he's going for a mass convert or something with these villagers floating a lot of food. You really don't need these many farmers, so I mean that might be the move here. Get in your Berserker upgrades and then just convert all your food bills to Berserkers. Tear down this forward position. A lot of hill forts on the front line between these players. 3 from Boomba. Taking that northern gold mine. Pretty close to Dutch's base. 3 battle boars. I wonder if he sees that. Oh no. Yeah, that's unfortunate. With 3 battle boars out, yeah, I think Dutch could definitely take this position pretty easily. All these raiding cavalry and oh yeah. But for now, looks like he's gonna have his sights set on this forwardmost hill fort. Currently healing up that Bergrisi. I thought these guys were just called rock giants, but they're Bergrisis. The peaceful fishing continues all around the map. Oh, it looks like there might have been some naval skirmish, but back to a stalemate on the water. Hell queued up for Dutch. Vidar pre-queued for Boomba, but not coming in quite yet. All these other upgrades are going to be taking a lot of the resources you need. A lot of the food you need for military units at the very least. Oh, and Dutch, it looks like he's going to be moving in on this forward town center for Boomba. I really like that call. Why fight in to the center here where he clearly wants you to fight when you can get some eco damage done, basically for free. Goatee are going to be doing a pretty good job against these battle boar, despite the high pierce armor. It's just that... wrong unit. That 6 times damage multiplier is going to cut through that pierce armor pretty quickly. Hell completes and Midgard comes in for Dutch. We're going to continue denying this town center. If his army gets cleaned up here, I mean, Boomba's just going to throw another town center down, no problem. So, somewhat important to hold this position. Raiding cavalry going to be moving in on the throwing axemen. That's just where you want him. And the whole army from Boomba getting cleaned up here. Lots of production remains alive in the base. But it looks like the units are rallying kind of away from this position. Mass farms coming up for Boomba as well. Boomba trying to throw more production down on this forwardmost hill fort, but it's gonna get spotted out. For now, Dutch perfectly content to just stay in the main base, keep these villagers pinned up in their towers and town centers. Oh man, these guys need to be converted or retasked. I know there's a lot going on for Boomba right now, but in these big fights, you can't afford to have idle bills. Because it just means that, you know, Dutch is going to be able to replenish his forces much faster than you're going to be able to replenish yours. Battering rams threatening the main town center. Fafnir coming out, but it's not going to be enough. That is going to be the game as GG gets called. Let's take a look at our graphs here. Dutch taking a commanding lead on the civilian unit count. I suspect primarily just from those fishing ships. Obviously had a town center advantage for much of the game as well. That was a very interesting play, taking the early 3 town centers. Like I said, usually Loki likes to go a little aggressive, but maybe on Midgard that's not the answer. If you've made it this far, don't forget to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you in the next game.